Mexico Beach, all the way to Santa Rosa. Red bar, raw bar, meet me on the sandbar. BYOB, somebody bring a guitar. Pouring on the sunscreen, we're all roasting. Hooter Brown's up now, raise a glass toasting. Living in the moment, everything's flowing. Just go coasting.
Joe, great to see you today. And I've been looking forward to this interview all day long. It's going to be the best part of my week for sure. But really excited to connect with you and do this recording. We have a great event planned next week across the state of Florida, actually our first summer concert series we've ever done. So looking forward to chatting with everybody a little bit about that today. We've got a very special guest that we're going to interview, our artist that's going to be joining us next week, Jason Byrd. So before we get into that, I just want to start with introductions. I'm Fraser Cobbe. I'm the executive director of the County Medical Societies there in Jacksonville, Central Florida, and South Florida. And Joe, you want to introduce yourself as well?
Sure. I'm Joe Daraskevich, and I'm also really excited. This is something this guy that likes live music and obviously is passionate about organized medicine. This is kind of bringing all of our worlds together, and yeah, we're just very excited about our guest, who we'll all meet here in a minute. But hopefully, this interview sheds a little light on what we're trying to do and what it's going to be like if anybody decides to come to one of those concerts next week. So, Fraser, back to you.
Yeah, just highlight we're doing a show on Tuesday night up in Jacksonville, and then Wednesday down in Doral, and Thursday in Orlando. So we're super pleased to go on this tour of the state, get out there, see a lot of our residents, med students, physicians, our medical society leaders from across the state, sort of rallying organized medicine towards the Florida Medical Association annual meeting that kicks off at the end of next week too. So this is the first time we've done this summer concert series. We're super excited for it, and happy to introduce Jason Byrd to our members throughout the state. So with that, I think we should welcome Jason, our special guest today. Jason, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Good to see you guys.
I want to point out too, it's Bird with a Y. So
That's right.
the traditional spelling of Bird is with an I, but Jason is Bird with a Y. Is that right, Jason?
That is correct. That's right. Yes.
Yep. And Jason, you got a bit of a connection to organized medicine too, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
I do. My wife works for the Florida Medical Association, so I've been familiar with, surface level familiar with that organization and you guys' organization and things like that throughout the state, and then I guess on the national level, the American Medical Association. So I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that she works for it and has been working for them for, I don't know, probably 18 years, I guess now. It's been a minute. So, but yeah, I know that you guys have a lot going on and everything. I think she actually does some work with the residents through the Florida Medical Association as well. So, I'm
He
excited to see
does, yeah.
some of those guys down there.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
she does.
Jason. I was just going to say the FMA annual meeting is kind of the caboose of this week, where we're kind of leading up to that, and it's a lot of real important stuff happens there, but it is a lot of fun too. So it's we're just trying to extend that fun into the whole week, and by having these concert stops, we'll get people enthused, and we'll get people the chance to kind of sink their teeth into organized medicine. And real quick, Jason, we had a chance to talk, and obviously we're trying to get everybody pumped up about your shows.
Hmm.
And we had a little talk beforehand about your family and all that kind of stuff. When did you realize that you had like a talent or a passion for making music? Was that something that like just came to you as a boy, or how did that all start, man?
Well, I've always loved music, and not to sound cliche, but I grew up in the country, and didn't have a whole lot going on, around there. Didn't have a lot of the entertainment that we've got today, and so the radio and music was always a big part of my life, but no one in my family was, interested or did anything with music. So I was in a band and things like that, growing up, and it wasn't until a little bit later, after high school, that I started really kind of diving into performing, a little bit more with a band locally, and just kind of grew from there, and then that's just kind of where it took off, you know, in my early 20s, I guess, is when I really started pushing at it. Knew that I had something, you know, not trying to toot my own horn, but I knew I had something a little bit different than your average guy, you know, and had a chance at actually, you know, making a career out of this, you know.
Fantastic. And I'm
But
glad, go ahead.
well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm glad Joe got caboose in early in the interview. Usually he waits to the end before he starts bringing out words like that. But I'm glad we're learning a little bit about how you got started, and I'm interested a little bit
Yeah.
about kind of who inspired you. Where do you take your inspiration out of the type of music that you make?
Well, I've always made traditional country music, you know. It's I don't, I mean, I like, you know, a lot of the music that's on the radio today. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the kind of music that I, you know, my genre or my style is. You know, I'm more of an Alan Jackson, George Strait kind of, Randy Travis, you know, traditional country music singer, you know, and songwriter as well. I like to, you know, I like to sing and write songs that have meaning and purpose, you know, for the most part. I do like, you know, I play some good, you know, up tempo, fun stuff, you know, and things like that too. But at the same time, whenever I write, I try to write a lot of stuff that has meaning because, you know, ironically, music is medicine too, you know, so that kind of fits into this whole thing. Um, Music, you know, has always been an important part of people's lives and helping them through things. You know, I think it was one of those things that, you know, to be able to hear a song that somebody else wrote um, about a similar or same situation that you're going through can provide comfort to people to let them know that they're not alone, that somebody's been through that kind of thing before or whatever, you know. So I don't know. I just like songs that mean stuff to people, you know, and can make a difference.
Man, Jason, that line, music is medicine. That's I don't know. Are you a marketing professional? Because like that's the perfect thing to say right there. Because it's
I
like
think
you,
I stole that, I think, from somebody, but if we can't find out who it was, then I came up with that, and I'll have t-shirts at the shows with that on it if anybody wants to. I'm just kidding.
no, but that's genius. And we were talking a little bit before we got started too that it's like, hey, some people are like really passionate and they want to travel to all these other places to go see bands and stuff. But like sometimes it just comes down to getting out of the hospital and like, forgetting about the stresses of the day and leaving the patients behind and coming in and just letting your hair down and enjoying a concert like this that we're putting on in these three stops next week.
Hmm.
Tell us a little bit about your audiences and what gets you fired up and like recognizing that you're connecting with the people in the crowd. You got any stories, any kind of like fun anecdotes of from being on the road and performing in front of people?
Oh man. Well, I mean, obviously, you know, it makes things go a lot easier when everybody's connecting, and that's part of the, you know, part of being the entertainment side of it is you got to, you know, we can start off with a set list all we want to, but we also have to kind of be, um, you know, going off the cuff. You know, we got to kind of find out what it is that motivates that crowd. Um, and usually they get really motivated about 20 minutes before we're supposed to be done. And then want you to play for another 2 hours because they weren't paying attention whenever you got there. They were talking and everything else. But in these events, but that's what it is. You know, I mean, it's a concert. We say it's a concert, but it's a meeting, you know, where people can kind of get together and hang out and stuff. And I don't mind that, man, as long as somebody has a good time. But you can usually tell that they are. You'll see the phones come out and people start paying attention and taking pictures and videos and stuff like that, you know. So that's really rewarding because they think that you're good enough that they want to take you home with them. Not literally, you know, but figuratively.
Yeah, that's awesome too. And you're not just the face of this operation, right? There's a whole band behind you that will be on the road with you next week.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got 5 guys that travel. One of them actually, my son actually travels with me now. He's coming up doing his thing too. So he started going out and playing with us a little bit, and might get to talk him into doing a song or two while we're there. But yeah, I've got 5 guys, and that's, you know, that's the probably the hardest part about it all. You know, is herding all of those cats and getting everybody to one place and making sure everybody's taken care of and things like that, you know. But and I've got great guys, so they're easy. So it's we've been doing it for a long time, and they're good to me, and I try to be good to them, you know.
Well, and real quick, Jason, I had a question. Like this is I'm embracing the country vibes, and I actually went out and bought myself a first pair of boots the other day, and I got,
Nice.
some country looking gear. And you mentioned Alan Jackson, you mentioned some real familiar names. And you guys dress up there like, it's an old country concert, or like, do you encourage the fans to kind of embrace that too, like wear your boots and your bolo ties, or what's it look like, if people are going to be coming to the concert?
I mean, we don't dress like, the old groups on Hee Haw, where everybody's matching or anything like that. Um, we dress appropriately but comfortably, and normally, everybody that comes to one of these things is kind of dressed appropriate for the event. You know what I mean? But whatever, we don't care what you're dressed in, man, as long as you come and have a good time.
Cool. Yeah, so flip flops, boots, everything's welcome, and Fraser, that's in my opinion too. If you don't have a pair of boots, if you don't have a cowboy hat, like just come on out, put on your
Oh
sneakers,
yeah.
and we'll have fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm really looking forward to it, and just listening to you, Jason, today, getting to know you a little bit. I'm just really pumped about next week and the fun we're going to have in three different parts of the state. But
Yeah.
we're all connected through medicine, and I love the little vibe you gave us there, that music is medicine. I think that's going to stick with me all through next week for sure.
Well, that's good. Yeah, we're excited too. I'm glad it all came together and we were available to do it. I appreciate you guys asking us to be a part of. I guess this is the first time y'all done something like this, so we're kind of the guinea pigs, but hopefully, it'll be something we can do again in the future with y'all for sure.
And I don't know if it's as big of a draw, but for anybody who knows Fraser and myself, we're going to be there for all three stops. I can't reiterate that enough. So if you want to just come out and see us and talk to us a little bit, we'll be there. But the real
You
draw is
probably
Jason Byrd and the boys.
you probably just sold it out right there, telling everybody that.
Yeah.
That's right. If you need anything from us, this is the chance to come out and ask us for it. Whether it's dues update or whatever it is, we'll help you out. So, Fraser, any final thoughts before we say goodbye for the day?
No, just looking forward to seeing you both next week. Hopefully, the RV makes the trip south from Jacksonville all the way to Miami and back. But no, just really looking forward to seeing you both and all the crowds next week. So thanks very
Yeah.
much for your time, both of you today. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all having me, and I look forward to seeing y'all too.
Floribama to Apalachicola, Mexico Beach, all the way to Santa Rosa, Red Bar, Raw Bar, meet me on the sandbar, BYOB, somebody bring a guitar, pouring on the sunscreen, we're all roasting, Hooter Brown's up now, raise a glass toasting, living in the moment, everything's flowing.